Today we will discuss our second chapter working with Excel 2010. In first chapter you have already learned how to open MS Excel 2010, various tabs on MS Excel worksheet, right? In the worksheet of MS Excel you can see various rows and columns, right? The vertical segment in the worksheet is called column. Horizontal segment in the worksheet is called a row. Each column in MS Excel is identified by a column header. The first column is identified as A, the second column is identified as B, and so on. Likewise, each row in the MS Excel worksheet is identified by a row header. First row is identified as 1, second row is identified as 2, and so on. In the worksheet of MS Excel, you can see rectangular boxes, right? Each rectangular box in the worksheet is called a cell. In the figure, you can see I have selected a cell. Okay, if you want to select a cell, you just click that cell with the mouse. Then I have selected the cell B2. The name of that cell is B2. That is, that cell is in Bth column and second row. So each cell in the worksheet is identified by the combination of row header and column header. And each cell can hold only one piece of data at a time. Is it clear? Next, we will discuss how to set the width of a column and height of a row. Okay, next we are going to discuss how to set the width of a column and height of a row. For setting the width of a column or height of a row, you first select the column or row that you want to change. Suppose if you want to change the height of a row, you have to select the particular row or a particular set of rows. Okay. If you want to change the width of a column, you have to select the column. Then on the Home tab, you can see in the cells group, Format. Click that format. From the menu, you have to select column width for changing the width of the column. If you want to change the height of the row, you have to select row height. If suppose I am going to change the width of a column. So I have selected a column. Then on the Home tab in the cells group, I have clicked format. From the menu, I have selected column width. Then a message box will appear. In the message box, you can type the width of the column. By default, it is 8.43. The default height of a row in the worksheet of Excel is 12.75 points. Okay. Next, we will discuss how to auto-fit row height and column width. First, you have to select the row or column. Then, go to Home tab. In the cells group, click Format. Then, from the menu, you can select auto-fit row height or auto-fit column width. If you want to auto-fit row height, you have to select auto-fit row height. Otherwise, you can select auto-fit column width. Then, all the columns or rows in the entire worksheet will change to a new size. These are the steps to follow for auto-fitting row height and column width. Next, we will discuss how to set the width of a column using a mouse. First, we will discuss setting the width of one column. For that, you have to place the cursor on the line between the two column headings. In the figure, you can see I have placed the cursor between A and B. The column headings A and B. Then you can see a symbol that looks like lowercase letter t. Drag it on the right side until the width you want. Then our column width of the column A is changed to a new size. You can see in the figure the width of the column has changed. Next, we will see how to change the width of multiple columns. For that, first you have to select the columns that you want to change. Then place the cursor on the line between any two selected column headings. In the figure, you can see I have placed the cursor between the column headings C and D. A symbol that looks like lowercase letter t will appear. Drag it on the right side until the width you want. Then now all your columns has changed its width. Next, we will see setting the row height using mouse. First, we will discuss how to set height of a single row. For that, place the cursor on the line between two row numbers. In the figure, you can see I have placed the cursor in between row number 2 and 3. Then a symbol that looks like lowercase letter t will appear. Drag it downward until the height you want. Now your row has changed. The height of your row has changed. You can see in the figure. Now we will discuss to change the height of multiple rows using the mouse. For that you have to select the rows that you want to change the height. Okay. After that, place the cursor on the line between any two selected row numbers. In the figure, you can see I have selected the rows 1, 2 and 3. Then I have placed the cursor in between the row headers 2 and 3. A symbol that looks like lowercase letter t will appear. Drag it downward until the height you want. Now all the rows have changed its height. Next we will see how to auto fit row height using the mouse. For that you have to select the row that you want to change. Then place the mouse pointer over the lower boundary of the row heading and double click the border. In the figure you can see I have to change the height of two rows 1 and 2. For that I have selected the rows 1 and 2 and I have placed the cursor in between the row headers 1 and 2. Okay. Then you can see a T-shape symbol you can see there. Just double click. Next we will discuss how to auto fit column width using the mouse. For that, select the column or columns that you want to change. Then place the mouse pointer over the right border of the column heading until the double-headed arrow appears and then double click the border. In the figure, you can see I have placed my cursor in between the column headers A and B. Okay, here I am going to change the column width of a single column. Okay, single column A. So for a single column, selection is not a necessary condition. Okay, suppose if you want to change the width of so many columns, you have to select all the columns. If you want to change the column width of one column, selection is not mandatory. So here I have not selected any column. But I am going to change the width of column A. Okay, without selection, I have placed my cursor in between the column headers of A and B. Okay, then just double click. The width of column A has changed. Next, we will discuss sheet tabs. In Microsoft Excel, a sheet or a sheet tab or a worksheet tab is used to display the worksheet that a user is currently editing. In the figure, you can see sheet tab is located at the bottom of the window and it is named as sheet 1. That is the name of our sheet that we are currently working. By right clicking sheet 1, you can rename the sheet or you can hide the sheet. Nearer to sheet 1, you can see a plus symbol. By clicking that plus symbol, you can add more sheets. How to enter data in a worksheet? Click the cell where you want to enter data. Type the data in the cell, then press Enter key or Tab key to move to the next cell. Next, we will discuss how to enter a number that has a fixed decimal point. Choose File menu. From the File menu, click Option, then click Advanced. In the window, you can see editing options. Second option, you can see a checkbox there. You have to tick that checkbox. When you tick that checkbox, the Places box will be active. In the Places box, you can type a positive or negative digit. For example, if you enter 3 in the Places box and then go back to your Excel sheet and in the cell you type 2834. Then the value will appear as 2.834. If you enter -3 in the Places box and go back to Excel sheet and type 283, then the value will be 283000. Next, we will discuss how to enter a date or a time in a cell. Click a cell in the worksheet. For entering the date, type the date either in the format DDMMYY by putting slash in between, or DDMMYY by putting hyphen in between. Suppose you have entered a date as 12/03/2015. The date will appear as 12-03-15. For entering the time, type the time followed by a space, then type A for AM or P for PM. For example, you have to enter the time 4 AM. First in the cell, you have to type 4. Okay, then space, then type A. After that, you have to press enter key. Then the time will be 4:00 AM. Suppose you want to type the time 4:30 PM. For displaying 4:30 PM, you have to type 4, then put a colon, then 30, then space, then type P. Then press enter key, then the time will be as 4:30 PM. Next, we will discuss the different ways for selecting cells. First, to select a single cell. For selecting a single cell, you already know. Just click that particular cell, that cell will be selected. The second one is to select a range of cells. For selecting a range of cells, click the first cell in the range and drag to the last. All the cells within that range will be selected. For selecting a large range of cells, what we have to do? Click the first cell in the range. Hold down the shift key. Click the last cell in the range, then release the shift key. All the cells within that large range will be selected. Next, we will discuss how to select all the cells on a worksheet. For selecting all the cells on a worksheet, click the select all button. In the figure, you can see the select all button. Just click that select all button. Or you can press Control and A key together. Control and A key together. When we press all Control and A key together, all the cells on the worksheet will be selected. Next, we will discuss how to select non-adjacent cells. For selecting non-adjacent cells, first click the first cell. Hold down Control key. Then select the other cells one by one. After that, release the Control key. Note that you cannot cancel the selection of a cell or a range of cells in a non-adjacent selection without cancelling the entire selection. Okay. Next, we will discuss how to select an entire row or a column. For selecting an entire row or a column, you have to click the row header or column header. Next, we will discuss how to select non-adjacent row or column. First, you have to click the first row or column. Hold down the Control key. Select the column or row one by one, then release the Control key. All the non-adjacent rows or columns will be selected. Now we will discuss how to select cells from first used to last. How to select the cells from first used to last. For that, you have to click the first cell. Then press Ctrl, Shift and End. Okay. Then for selecting cells from last used to first, what we have to do? Click the last cell and press Ctrl, Shift and Home together. Next, we are going to discuss a very important concept in Excel, that is wrap text in a cell. Wrap text means we are going to display multiple lines in a single cell. For displaying multiple lines in a single cell, first you click the cell in which you want to wrap the text. Then on the Home tab, in the Alignment group, you can see the option Wrap Text. In the figure, you can see that. Okay, click that Wrap Text. Then the content in that particular cell will be displayed line by line. Our second chapter is over. Hope all the things that are discussed here are clear to you. Stay safe. See you in the next class. Bye. Thank you.